422 heat stroke in 3, 2, 1. Eagle Eye News at 7 continues on Eagle Country 106.3 along with Doc Saylor. We've got Tiffany, who's behind the scenes, so the rest of the world can see us. On the radio, it's 106.3 out of Stark, Florida, USA. How about them apples?
There you go.
Well, it's still only April, but we're going to talk about heat stroke, and I don't think we're jumping the gun because, after all, we're in Florida.
Oh, yeah, no. This is actually the time of year that everybody's out in their gardens, okay? And they're doing the yard work, they're cleaning up the yard from all the winterizing, getting those limbs out. And one of the things that we like to do is we like to have our dogs out with us, and they're running around, and you've got the little fat sausage dog or the little schnauzer that's out there, and they've been sitting in on the sofa all winter, so they've gained their little winter fat, and they're going to run around like little maniacs, and it's warm. And even if it's only like maybe 80 to 90, remember, they've been indoors. And so they're running around, and they do get heat stroke. And this is the time of year that we typically will see heat strokes occur. Now, typical presentation is always the same. He was running around the yard fine, and now he came and he's staggering and slobbering. Okay, so that's what heat stroke usually presents like. And it's usually these dogs, now the dogs that are outside all the time, they're used to it. They rock right through, but it's these little house dwellers that get out there that it shocks their system. Now, symptoms are going to be, they're going to be a little disoriented, maybe staggery, somewhat drooly, slobbery at the mouth, even collapse. Now, if you're not sure, one of the first things you can do is take a thermometer and take a rectal temperature. Clinical heat stroke is 105, 106 plus. Okay, I've actually had mercury thermometers peg out, so we don't even really know how hot they were because they pegged the thermometer out. Okay, if you see that, that is an immediate emergency. Okay, so you do need to start cooling that animal down and transporting as quickly as possible to an emergency facility. Now, even if you cool the dog down and cool the temperature down and it comes around, there's secondary shock damage that occurs to the organs that has to be addressed. Okay, so typically heat stroke, usually fluids are essential to help protect those organs so that you don't create organ failure. And what will typically happen is if you don't do that, is you can cool them down, they start feeling better. Yeah. But then a few days later, they start vomiting because they're into kidney failure or liver failure because of the insult that they received during the heat stroke. Okay, so if you even think you've got a question of heat stroke, try and get them checked and get them evaluated, because a lot of times those dogs, even though they're walking around, do need fluids to help support organ function.
Makes sense, and we'll be back right after this.